YouTube, it's your boy Mr. YG82. I know it's been a minute since I dropped a deck profile, but you know, running this store and stuff, trying to get D-time games on the map, been kind of time consuming. But we back here. I played this at the 250th, and unfortunately, I couldn't play the whole event. But I started off 2-1. I won the first 2 rounds and I lost the third, and I just dropped after that. I wasn't trying to play all day with one loss. But this deck has definitely been giving me great results. My cash mashup is awesome, especially with goes and stuff like that. But yeah, enough about that. We're going to get right into it. So I'm playing 3 Buzzsaw, 3 Lifeless. So I opted for 3 Lifeless because that's one of my starters for this particular build. And just a 1-card starter just allows me to get into one of my lockdown boards. So basically the whole event and all the locals and stuff I've been playing, I've just been literally just locking down the board. And I'll lock it down and then I'll OTK the next turn. So utilizing Lifeless Leaf, I can literally just clear established boards and stuff like that. If they have a Rise Heart, then hopefully I have the Kaiju or something that allows me to extend past like Solid Angler or Sea Nettle or anything like that, to where I can just like get into a second body on board. But yeah, so this is the start of the deck, the extenders and the 1-card starters. All right, so for the rest of the fish and aqua monsters that I'm playing the 3 Abyss Sharks, Crystal Shark, Remora, Barrier Statues, and the Sea Turtles. So, I know Barrier Statues not a fish, so it kind of doesn't really have any synergy, but if you normal summon it first and then special Abyss Shark and then search the Crystal Shark, you can immediately go into number 4. So Barrier Statue plus number 4 is one of my lockdown boards, and it just wholeheartedly outs. Like, it's hard to out. They can't nib you because I'm under 5 summons. They can't nib because of the Barrier Statue. And then on their turn, they got 1 special summon. If it's a water monster, and then it's just, it's bad from there. Some of the other boards I set up is like number 4 goes in, and that's just a lockdown board as well. So it's just pretty much locking out the opponent, main decking the kaijus over the books and stuff like that, just so I can have not only a body on board, because Crystal Shark, just any water monster, so I can literally kaiju them and then special Crystal Shark by having the kaiju that I just gave them, and then proceeding to combo from that point. So it's definitely been good, and it's really hard to out, especially like I was playing against Despia, just summon Barrier Statue that turns off all the fusion stuff. Even going second, I'll summon Barrier Statue, then Abyss Shark, make number 4, and then start going to work on their board. That's if they don't have Mirror Jade. They do have Mirror Jade, then it just kind of sucks at that point. I have to actually play the game and try to force out the Mirror Jade, banish if they've already used it, or if they haven't already used it, whatever the case may be, and I'll just go from there. So it's pretty interesting, needless to say. But that matchup is actually probably one of the more difficult ones, but you don't see it as much. So yeah, it's very interesting. The only reason why I lost to that matchup at the YCS was because game 3 I opened with 3 goals in matches and Barrier Statue, so I couldn't really play, and that was going second. I should have took out at least 1 or 2 of the Gozens, but I didn't, and I drew them all. So that's why I lost that matchup. But yeah, so these are my hand traps. These are the best hand traps to play in this deck. Ash just covers everything. Most every deck is gonna give you an option to Ash. The Biru is just amazing because with number 4 you can pop the monster and be able to do half damage. So if the token is 62, I believe, yeah, 6200 plus the Biru and number 4, that's game, because now you burn them for 31 and then you swing them for 49. Boom. OTK. That easy. Normally token's not that big, but I mean, you still putting on a lot of damage. Because off top, you got 49 plus the damage from the Bureau token. So you got anything else to extend, you're pretty much pushing for game at that point. So that's why I opted for these hand traps. All right, so for the spell and traps, I'm just playing 3 white mirrors, 1 foolish, because foolish plus white mirror is, you can just start taking off at that point. Goes in match for the lockdown, double twin twister, instant fusion, and ready fusion. So that way you got more monsters pretty much. I'm probably just gonna replace those with actual monsters so I can have the flexibility for that 1 spot in the extra deck, honestly. But the twin twisters is good because now you get to clear back row, like the runic spell and some of the other more bad back row that you have to deal with, especially with like the Book's Eclipses and Book of Moons and all that stuff like that everybody's setting. So you just go, if they got Rise Heart only with like back row, you go Kaiju, Twin Twist in the back row, White Mirror, and just you're gone, and you didn't even normal summon yet. So it's so crazy because like the Twin Twister putting a fish in the grave just allows you to just go ham. I was actually playing Book of Lunar Eclipse at one point for the same reason because of the discard, but I opted to go with Twin Twisters just so I can have back row removal. But that's the main deck. All right, so here's the extra deck. For the extra, we got 1 rare fish, the Link Rebo, just in case they want to do the little Ibly lock. Bujin Yamato, sorry, you got the Bujin Link. I can't even pronounce the second part of the name. And then Tornado Dragon. So I do that against like back row heavy decks like Labyrinth and Trap Tricks and stuff like that. Like if I'm going first, I'll set up those 2. And then now I can just pop 2 every turn. So that really puts them in a position to where I'm just going to outplay them because they can't produce enough back row to stop me popping 4 cards in 2 turns. So at that point, I should be pushing for game, honestly. The Bahamut Toad, and of course, since I played the XYZ Remora, I played a Drill Driver just for that combo line if I'm going first. Exoton, Zeus. So when I do take out the rare fish, I'm probably gonna put in the second Zeus, honestly, just so they don't rip it. But I actually had an opponent rip my number 4 because they were just so definitely afraid of the number 4, especially going into time. And I just wound up making a 6 material Zeus with their Rise Heart. Then the Self Krakens, like I would definitely love to play more because like that little back and forth is just so crazy. But yeah, that's the extra deck. Pretty nice and simple. But you know, they say simple is effective, and that's why I'd be pulling out a lot of wins against these top tier decks because I got simple lines of play. Summon Barrier, make number 4, or make number 4 set goes in. Yeah, those boards are pretty hard to out, not even gonna lie. So it's very interesting watching my opponent try to out Barrier Statue and number 4 because it's really hard unless they got like Gamma Seal or something like that, or Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, something like that. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. I'll go into the side deck so you can show how I have coverage for all the other decks. All right, so here's the side deck. So of course, anti-spell is just a blowout card. I play very few spells. I play 6. I'm probably cut that down. Well, I play 8 and I'm cutting it down to 6. So anti-spell is always gonna be live in my deck, and it's not really gonna hinder me. Water Art, I can always leave extra monster on board if I need to, just so I can just rip one, or I can just tribute Bahamut Shark after I've already utilized it to make a Toad. And then Triple Tactics Thrust. I probably, I might move one to the main deck along with the Triple Tactics, just so I can have coverage since I'm taking out all those 2 spells. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Like, I'm probably going to play some monsters, but that's also an option. And then the bottom row is just all the thrust targets. Because thrust is just too strong. Dark Ruler, the 1 Dark Ruler, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Regeki, 1 Triple Tactics, 1 D Barrier, and then 2 evenly matches. So pretty much it's like I'm playing 4 evenlies and then 3 of the rest of those on the bottom row. So thrust is just amazingly good. I went inside 3. Like, it's not that strong, but just having the option to just go into whatever card I need is just so crazy. And that's how I have coverage against a lot of the other decks like that going to game 2. But a lot of my match was like 2-0, so I didn't even have to worry about it. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. And this is Miss YG82. Hopefully I'll be doing more videos in the future. And I'll catch you guys later.